First thing, I apologise for lack of uploads. Will all make sense very soon, but I'm not going to talk about it now because this video is going to be about financing a car. Car finance is a lot of a love-hate sort of ordeal. I personally took the piss out of people who got finance and said it's stupid and you're just going to end up in debt and die alone and shit like that, which contradicted myself because I ended up getting car finance about a month later down the line. It's good and it's bad. The positive thing about, well, the main thing to think about when you go for car finance is, can you actually afford these monthly instalments? You're not going to be like scrapping for change every month to get like a bit of petrol or fucking 99p mayo chicken. Like, you need to make sure it's an affordable cost, like where it's not going to affect you in any way, sort of thing, and like it won't affect your other monthly incomings and outgoings. So like if you're paying rent, like I paid like rent to mum and dad to live there, just stuff like that. You make sure you're actually going to be able to live a life and go on holiday instead of just paying for a car every month and then you're like dying because of that, and you've got that for 3 years. Because if you should drop out of your finance when you're in it, you've literally just lost that money. The car goes back, you might be in negative equity and you might have to pay more to end it. Like, it's just a nightmare. And then if you stop paying them or can't pay them, the finance, that's a whole other story. We'll get into that part later. But yeah, so the one key thing I'd say is make sure you can actually afford the costs of it, because if you can't, then you're screwed. If you can, then it's all good. Like, it is good. Finance is good and bad. It's confusing, isn't it? So yeah, so say you had finance and then you couldn't pay it no more, so then your finance company's trying to take money and you can't get it. They'll literally just repossess your car, or their car, because it's theirs at the end of the day, isn't it? But it also affects you for your, I think it's, what have I written down? Or at least your credit rating. As soon as you've got a shit credit rating, you are fucked. Like, you are not getting a house, you're not getting nothing, because you need that for a mortgage. That's the benefit of finance. If you pay it off, you never miss a payment, everything like that, then you'll get a good credit rating from that, and then that will help you in like the long run in the future. But if you don't do that and don't pay it, you'll get a bad credit rating and then you are screwed. So that's why it's really important that you actually know you can afford it, because if you can't, then it's just going to fuck you up in the long run. It's not worth getting finance. Just don't even think about it. Another thing with finance is, I find that don't get finance if you're not going to keep the car at the end of it. Like, to be fair, I did it with my red edition, but when I swapped there was no negative equity, so it's fine. But say you had the car for like 3 years and there was like a £4,000 outstanding payment to pay at the end, and you're just like, no, it's fine, then you've literally been paying to rent that car that whole time and you've got nothing to show for at the end of it. Say you got to the end and you had to pay £4,000, you didn't have £4,000. If you got a bank loan for £4,000, you could buy the car and then sell it privately and probably make a couple grand, as long as it's in good condition and that. So that's also a good thing to take into play. Like, I'd say don't get finance if you're not set on keeping the car at the end of it, because it's a waste of money. Like, leasing and that, PCP, whatever you call it, I think leasing is good if you're going to use the car for high mileage, because at the end of the day, if your car has high mileage, it's hard to sell. But if you're leasing a car and put high mileage in that, it doesn't matter, because you're giving it back at the end anyway. Don't matter what mileage you put on that. Okay, I've done credit rating, because you don't want your credit rating fucked. It's another good thing about it is it gives you a sense of responsibility. Like, I know personally, I have to have money going in my bank to pay for this car, but then it sort of makes me so, after this car's done, then it probably however many years down the line, hopefully very long away, you have to start paying mortgage, stuff like that. And then I have a sense of responsibility about how to save money and how to know what to use it on, what I have every month to spend on, like, say, fuel, food, car, stuff like that. Like, now I know I need X amount to pay the monthly cost of my car, X amount variable for my petrol and stuff like that. So it does sort of, it gives you a intro into like what the real world is. It's not just like, oh yeah, I'll pay this month, this that month. Like you have to make this X amount of money every month to be able to pay to live and have your car. I kind of got screwed over on this, and not gonna lie, that's why this is very important, this one. The APR percentage on when you're buying a car. See, I didn't know what that was because I just rushed into buying my car, which is very stupid. Make sure you do not have a high APR percentage. You want as low possible APR percentage, because whatever the APR percentage is how much profit they're making from you financing that car. So lower the APR, cheaper it's going to be for you, less money they're making. Like if you have a high APR percentage, then you're paying like, it could be like an extra 50 quid every month for that car when you don't need to. You could have just got a bank loan and bought the car outright and not touch finances at all, but then you'd obviously have a bank loan. But that's an important thing to like look into, I'd say. What's my last one? And this is a controversial thing. Some people like when they want to when they want to go get a car, they get it brand new out the showroom, like you still got the cellophane on it, 17 plate, 67 plate now. Like everyone wants the new reg, and I think it's stupid. I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't care if this car had a few thousand miles on it before me. If anything, it's better because I don't have to bed the engine in. But if you buy one brand new, then you've got to pay the tax in that to get that car. And as soon as that car has moved out of the showroom and they've given you the keys, you have lost probably a few £1,000 instantly. Like, it is so not worth buying a new one. Even if you've bought like the X demonstrator car, just don't buy them brand new because it's so like ridiculously expensive. You don't need to pay that much money. Like, if you're obsessed and you want one that no one's touching, you've got unlimited amounts of money, then fucking do it. But I'd say I would never buy one brand new out the packet sort of thing, because you're losing thousands as soon as you like turn that key and you've agreed to buying that car. It's really not worth it, guys. Like, don't. I know you guys hate when I video from my iPhone, but my camera died, so I had to finish it here. Basically, yeah, so overall, finance, great if you can afford it and keep the costs, and you get a sick car at a young age if you want to do it young. Bad points is it can be expensive, can have a high APR. It's hard to get out of once you're in it, and if you miss payments and stuff like that, it can really fuck you up long term. So that's all for this video, so thank you for watching. But I'd just like to point out at this bit, so if you're done watching the video, feel free to leave. But I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone subscribed lately. I doubled the size of my channel in 1 month. It's fucking insane, so thank you so much. One of my videos got like 60,000 views, the insurance ones, like the second one that comes up when you type in how to get cheap insurance on YouTube, which is incredible. So I'm guessing a lot of you are new to some of you might be new to the channel because of that video, so thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. If this is a new video for you guys and you've just found my channel, I just do car stuff with my Fiesta and just random videos. But yeah, if you like what you see, hit subscribe, make sure you smash the like, comment any questions, stuff like that. Try and get back to as many as possible. It can get hard to get back to them, but now I've noticed people are helping other people out, so it's cool. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much for like making my channel into something I could never imagine. It's insane the amount of support I've been getting lately. Like, I physically, and yeah, I can't thank you guys enough. But I won't drag this out anymore for you guys. Thank you for watching. Like the video, comment, make sure you subscribe, and roll the outro.